Hello, everybody. This is Justin from Justin's HIV Journal, and boy, do I have some nasty, disgusting news for you. I just could not believe this when I read this. So, I was on the internet, kind of looking at my news sources and stuff like that, and I saw that there was a 17-year-old maid from Zimbabwe. That's in Africa. If you didn't know where it was, it's in Africa. Who got caught lacing her blood into a 4-year-old's porridge. So basically what this maid does is she goes and she takes care of this family, and she does work during the day, and so basically like a regular maid would. But she also makes the kids lunch and breakfast and stuff. So when she was making her porridge for this 4-year-old child, she actually laced it with her menstrual blood. Okay? She was menstruating, and she took her blood and she put it in the porridge as she was cooking it. Now, the child's parent actually saw a drop of blood in the porridge, and so, that the child was eating. So the parent stopped the child from eating, of course, and got really upset, and what was this, and talked to the maid about it. So she took the maid and took the child and took the porridge to the hospital, and she said, I want to know if this blood is hers. So she basically said, I need, and so the maid said, well, I don't know what you're talking about. I couldn't have done this. This is crazy. So then she took her to the hospital, and the maid actually turned out to be HIV positive. So there was no motive. They don't know what the motive is yet, as of yet, to why she would decide to do this to this family, to this 4-year-old. I find this completely disgusting. I was appalled and shocked that anybody would actually do this to anyone else. So I just couldn't believe this. So basically, the maid said, she claimed ignorance to knowing that, she said that blood isn't mine. So when they did the test, they said, yes, this blood does belong to this maid. It does match this maid's blood, and also she's positive. So the parent quickly pressed charges, as any parent I think would press charges. And so the woman, or the 17-year-old, almost immediately was sentenced. I mean, she was this happened last week. She was immediately sentenced to 10 years in prison. And she said, and I think they said, you have 10 years in prison and 8 for good behavior. So if she goes to prison and she has good behavior and she shows that she's good behavior, she'll be out in 8 years. The 2 will be taken off for good behavior. But see, that is the kind of thing that I think is just, like, people say, oh my gosh, so I can't, HIV criminalization and all this, that is an intentional act of transferring your blood to another human being, as of trying to intentionally infect them with HIV. There are certain things that, like Maryland is trying to criminalize HIV right now, and it would be wrong because in the bill there's no specifics. There's just transference, which means, like, if somebody got into a fight with a cop and he bit him, and it's like, ooh, well, first of all, you should be sentenced for biting the cop, assault. But don't sentence that person for trying to transfer HIV to another person, because we all know that that is highly unlikely for you to, if you're biting somebody, unless you have a huge laceration in your mouth, and you're intentionally trying to transfer your HIV to somebody else, by trying to, bite them till they break their skin. So there's lots of different complications, but this this disgusting malevolent act, I just cannot, I do not get it. I just don't get it. Her name, Pelagia Mureya. Yeah, so Mureya will spend 8 years in prison. I hope it's 10. I really, I'm sorry, but that's just disgusting. I cannot believe that you would actually do something. I love children especially, and so this really, really gets to my core. And being HIV positive, this makes a lot of us look as if like you were out to hurt people and blah 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 blah. When for the most part, most of us are not, and so it gives us a bad name. It just, especially me being so open with my status. I just can't believe she did that. I just cannot believe she did that. It just makes me so sick. It just almost like, God. Gosh, it almost makes my stomach turn thinking that this 17-year-old woman would try to pass on her virus in such a way. She waited till she was menstruating. And also on top of this, so she's done this several times before. This is just the first time she got caught. So she also admitted to doing it, this is, also supposedly because according to Newsday, from a Zimbabwe news site, she has supposedly tried this before with the same family. She just got caught this time, and I'm glad she got caught. Hell, honestly, lock her ass up. Excuse me, but like, I would also go so far to like, oh my God, I'm not one against the death penalty, but I'm not one for it either. I'm not against it or for it, so, but like the thing is, it just, I would just wring her little neck. God. Anyway, I just wanted to give you guys that piece of information. Have a good one, and don't feed into the stereotype. Don't feed into the stereotypes that all HIV positive people are trying to hurt other people, because it's not true. We're not all like that. Not at all. That's like saying all black people are, will try to rob you, or all white people are stuck up, or all, Asian people are good at math, or, it's wrong. It's a stereotype. Well, have a good one.